Hello there. Just a little amendment to the video. I've discovered something that's kind of peculiar about Graspable Math. We're just learning this new program, so I've found something that's a little bit interesting. So some of the instructions I gave you while it worked when we were doing it live, when you go and save the file, Graspable Math does something a little bit interesting. So there's two things that we just need to adjust to the video you just watched. The first is noticing that the graph, for whatever reason, is no longer there, even though it was there a second ago. And the second one is this interesting little piece of information that pops up. It's this red writing here, and you'll notice that the y values or the x values that we got rid of seem to have appeared again. So the reason this is happening is by the way that we got things. So if you recall, I told you to take this and copy it over and then change the equation. Well, so let's say we just change this equation to 2x plus 5. Those are what the instructions say. But you'll actually know by copying like this and deleting and changing the equation, these actually equations are connected to each other. So if I go here and change this to 99, watch what happens. Everything updates that used to be a copy of that. So it's not really like a cut and paste type idea. It actually thinks that it's still connected by copying this way. Okay, so this little method, while it's convenient, actually makes things a little bit more difficult when you go off and save. So that y value that we deleted came back. And the same thing here, the x value that came back, it came back. And now for this math seems a little bit different. And any change you make here, so even if I go undo here, undo, it does fix it. But look, that y value that I deleted has come back. So we have to change this a little bit. So that's one thing we're going to have to fix. And also we're going to have to fix something about the graph. So I'm going to go back here and just redo this question. But instead of taking this and copying it down, we're not going to do that anymore. We're actually just going to do the idea and create a new equation. So remember, when we're doing the x-intercept, y equals 0, it's as if this 3 times 0 is gone. Now, if you substitute the 0, it works. But if you just wanted to ignore it, like we put your finger over top, like I said the shortcut was, since 3 times 0 is 0, we're actually going to insert a new equation. So there's no connection to that one. And we're just going to write down then the equation without the y value because y is 0 and 3 times 0 is gone. So we insert it, we can move it up here, and now you get that same idea. Now remember, last time I did this and I told you to delete it, so it looks the same, except when you go off and save, it actually puts that y value back. So we're not going to do that. Okay, we're just going to create a brand new equation, and then when we, everything else is the same, so divide both sides by 2, and then actually calculate it, we get x equals 6 as our answer. Okay, so let's see that step again. Again, we're not going to copy this. We're just going to create a new one. So we go insert, math expression. If you wanted a shortcut for that, here's a shortcut for inserting. You can actually just click and hold for a second, and this little wheel pops up and allow you to do text, a graph, or what we want is an equation. So there's a quick little shortcut there. So now I'm going to do the y-intercept. That means x is 0. So this is going to turn into a 0. And we'll just be left with 3y. So 3y equals 12. Okay, and now we've got that part. Click and hold the equal sign to divide both sides by 3. And get that down. And then calculate by clicking on the equal sign or the division bar, and you get y equals 4. Okay, and then now if I change this or if I save it, so if I change that to 99, you see that this isn't affected. Or if I save it or anything like that, the y's don't pop back. Okay, so we are just doing them separately, even though there is a connection. Okay, so there's just one little tweak to the instructions that you just saw. And hopefully that'll fix some of these error messages that were coming up, or these red, kind of peculiar answers that were popping up in a bunch of people's answers. The other thing that I noticed is a lot of people, I was really surprised that you didn't graph it because it was really easy to do. Well, if you actually just type in the graph 2x plus 3y equals 24, the graph does pop up there. Okay, oh, sorry, not 24, 12. Back here. type in 12, the graph does pop up there, which is great. And then a lot of people went off and saved it and sent it in, and then their graph was blank. And the reason is, even though we've typed it in, it's shown a preview. It's not actually there until you push enter. So I'm going to go here and push enter, and you see the equation now is actually there, equation 1. Okay, and so now when you save it and share it, this equation will be there. That's a step I didn't realize would happen. So I just typed it in and saw it and thought I was done. But when you save it, it disappears. It's not actually there until you push enter. So those are two little adjustments to that video that you just saw. And I will make sure that on the assignment that you sent in that I've considered that. All right, so hopefully that helps. And I'm still liking Graspable Math, even though we've had this little glitch. I also want to say thanks very much to Morgan Boldrick, who helped me get through this. She showed me what was happening on the student end, and she was doing everything right, but it was when it was handing in, it wasn't working out. So thanks very much, Morgan, for your help, and hopefully this is helpful to you. Take care.